Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to RMR TV here on Respect My Region. I'm your host, Kaja Deric, and today we have a very special guest with us who will be talking to me about her life as a music artist. And now, before I get started, I need to share a brief update about our sponsor for this episode. Today's episode is powered by RMR Legacy Smalls, Respect My Region's cannabis flower line available in Washington State and California. And you can visit our website, respectmyregion.com/legacy-smalls to find out where you can pick up our 7G quarters with premium indoor flower. And so for you, those of you who are subscribed to our YouTube channel or who are watching this episode here on Instagram, I want everyone to drop some emojis and help us welcome and make some noise for Lady Dice.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for having me. This is amazing.
Yeah, appreciate you being here with us today. So fill us in. We know you've been making moves in the music industry for more than just a little while. So let's remind everyone who you are and how you got into music.
Thanks. I'm Lady Dice. How's it going, guys? It just hit me today that I started making music in 2014. So I am coming up on like 10 years of doing this. So it's pretty crazy. I was doing music for a while and got a little bit of traction, but it wasn't until I linked up with DL Downer and came out. We did the song Sugar Boom Boom together. That everything just kind of went crazy. And to clear up any confusion, I was a fan of the song before I was in the song, and a lot of people don't realize that. He actually did a version with his niece that went viral years before I ever met him. And I remember his manager wrote me and was like, "Hey, have you ever heard this song?" I'm like, "Yeah, I think everyone's heard that song." And he asked if I was interested in touring. We toured for 2 years. We did the remix to the song, did the music video. So I always like to give his niece her props on, also doing it. But yeah, that opened up a lot of doors for me. That was like when you're talking almost 100 million views on a song. It's incredible, and it seems to just touch all different walks of life. So many people write me and I'm like, oh my gosh, this song touched you. You don't realize how broad that song is and how many people it touches. So that opened up a lot of doors for me. I also did a song about suicide awareness, which I've gotten to go speak at schools and go sing for kids. And I have a lot of sassy music and a lot of fun music, but at the end of the day, really want to try and do something positive with what I have and with my talent. And it's been pretty cool so far. So yeah, I've just been riding it ever since then.
That's awesome. Yeah, the song with DL Downer has like 50 million on Spotify. It's insane. I was like,
and that's just one video. So just about every year on Facebook, it virals. There's one on there that has like 10 million views. There's another. Then we did the music video. So that has almost 10 million views, I think, on YouTube as well. Mm-hmm. So it's like when you start adding them up collectively, and again, once a year about it virals all over again. And it'll be like it virals in Australia this year. So it's a bunch of people that have never heard it. They actually played that song at the PBR bull riding national, like the national championship. They played it in the arena in Australia. So it's just crazy to see how that song has spread.
Yeah, that's awesome. So that was literally about my next question, was about the Sugar Boom Boom. So how did you originally connect with DL Downer on that? So you said he emailed you? Is that what happened?
Yeah. So it's super important that people understand like how this song came about, because even though Downer and I, we're cool. We just live in different states. We don't work together anymore, but I respect how this song came about so much. He was doing a 10-year prison sentence, and he used to bang it like on the tier for everybody, the people that were around him in his cellies and stuff. So it started as that. He gets out of prison, and I believe it was his aunt or someone said, "Hey, you should sing that song that you did." And he didn't even love the song. He liked it, but everyone else just seemed to love it. So he did it, and his niece was sitting next to him, asked her to sing the hook, which he originally did himself. So he wrote that whole song. This is all him. Asked her to sing the hook. That went viral. And again, just years later, asked me to do it. And it's the same, but that song has never fallen off. Every version that has ever come out goes crazy. And I think it has to do a lot with, you could tell the pain in his voice. He wrote that talking about why he got that 10-year prison sentence. Mm-hmm. And if you watch the video, it was important to me for people to understand that. So I wrote the treatment for that video. And in the video, it shows him hit a guy over the head with a crowbar at the ATM. And that all really happened. He went to prison. the person who acted as that man was actually his son, who he missed out on his whole childhood because of this incident. And he came back and actually was a part of the video, and they're close now. And it's just really cool to see. He's a success story. He stayed clean for 20 years after going through what he went through. So yeah, that song is very special, and I give Downer his props on writing that. So I was just blessed to be a part of it. His manager wrote me and just said, hey, Downer has seen you. I'm trying to think of what song he had heard. He had heard something I had done previously, and he was curious if I wanted to go on tour with them, because I started getting a little more attention in the areas he was coming. So it just started out like that, just touring with him. And after a while, it just was like, wait, will you try singing Sugar Boom Boom one time? I did it. And the first time I actually ever sung Sugar Boom Boom in front of anyone was at the tattoo shop, the video that went viral. A lot of people don't know that. That was the first time I actually sang that in front of people. So I don't know. It's so weird. That song is so crazy.
Sometimes it's just meant to be, you know?
It is. And I feel that way about this song. And like everything I've done in my career, even if it's something I'm not currently doing, it all happened for a reason. I'm very grateful for it, for sure.
It's a great way to look at it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I wanted to ask you, what was the first song you ever released? Because I see you throw it up on Spotify as like 2017. Was that the first one? That was like the most old single that I could find.
No. So if you look way back in the archives, I released a song called Let's Ride with an artist named Jay Han, and he's from Dallas, Texas. And so look, this is how I actually started. I had horrible stage fright. I was only like a karaoke singer. And this friend of mine at the time, Jay Han, was a rapper, and he's like, hey, you can sing. Do you want to get on a song? I'm like, I could never do that. I'm terrified. Well, we ended up recording Let's Ride and a song called I'm a King, released it, and instantly got a little fan base and started getting traction. And yeah, just all snowballed from there. I didn't realize until I did it that, dang, this is something I can really do.
Yeah, that's awesome. So flash forward to like 2022. Tell us about Red Flag. So that's like one of your newer songs. So what was the process for that and stuff?
So I went through some serious heartbreak, and I decided to channel it. It's to channel it into something positive. So if you pay attention to the video, I get cheated on, and I decide to go break everything in the house. I, throw the ring in the toilet. I'm drinking in the bathtub, and in the end of the video, if you notice, I open my eyes and I'm back to the very beginning where I'm looking at our picture engaged. And basically I was trying to show, even though in those moments I felt like burning down everything, and it's just important to show that those feelings are valid if you have them, but there are other ways that you can handle it and grow from it. And I also think it's important for me to be able to have gotten that out so people understand my heartbreak in the situation. But also I want people to know that I was able to actually work it out with him. We had to go through like tons of counseling and lots of self realizations and growing and stuff. But yeah, I was able to actually fix that in our relationship, and we're doing a lot better. But yeah, that was a really hard time in my life. That's all I can say. It was just hurtful and hard. But again, I feel like some of the things you have to go through to learn the lessons, because there was things I needed to learn too, not just him. But yeah, it was a very big growing experience. So
sometimes you go through stuff and then you're like, oh, this, because I write songs too. I'm a songwriter as well. So it's like, then you're like, oh, at least this made a great song, even if it doesn't work out. I'm like, thank God it did. But like, at least you got an awesome.
But at that point, I fully wasn't thinking it was ever gonna, like, I was angry at that point, and rightfully so. But yeah, I felt like that video was my outlet of like, but I could keep my composure and not lose myself. Like I could say what I was wanting to say, but without actually going to slash his tires and do all the things I really wanted to do. Yeah, so it was a big release in that, and I still love that song, and I love performing it. It was fun to make too, breaking all the stuff. I really broke that TV. I really broke all that stuff. I stomped it in my boot. I mean, it was therapeutic.
Yeah. Sometimes breaking stuff is, especially when it's like for art, so you're not going to get in trouble after. It's like, this is fun.
Yeah. So yeah, and everything I put in it was intentional, like the wording on the pillow I cut. So like there's a lot of things in there like the clock that I broke had his birthday was the time.
Wow.
Like the wall and the clock had his initials. I put a lot of little Easter eggs in it that people who knew us personally caught on to, but so it was therapeutic. It felt good.
Yeah, definitely. So who have you been collaborating with in music recently? Do you produce your own stuff? Do other people produce it?
So I have a studio in Bend, Oregon, which is where I currently live. I'm from Southern California originally, but I live in Bend, Oregon. And Kazi, who is my DJ and my boyfriend that all this happened with, he also is an engineer for me here. So we do a lot of work together. It's been really cool because we're revisiting things that I haven't, like past projects I haven't finished, so I can finally finish them and get them out. But also I just linked up with Doc Blackwell, Lions Den 360 there in Washington. And he introduced me to VZ. I don't know if you've had a chance to look at his music at all.
His stuff, yeah. He's awesome.
He is ridiculous. And I told him, I'm like, not many people intimidate me. Like, I've been around a lot of people, but because he's so versatile, he's kind of like how I am. He can go from singing to like, he'll rap, and sounds like a different artist almost on all these. He's just so good. He pushes me to want to write. And that's exactly what I've done. I've written a few songs that I'm like, easy, we're doing this. Let's, and so we've linked up with Doc, and I'm working on a single, and it's called Lions Den with VZ. We're shooting a video for it.
I'm so excited. That's going to be great.
It is really a fun song. I'm excited about that. But we're also working on some other songs together that are like singing and really vibey. He almost sounds like John Legend when he sings, and then he sounds like, he's amazing. If you guys have not checked out VZ, you need to look him up.
Everyone go check him out. I think we definitely have some, I think I wrote about him a couple months back, something, so it's definitely on our website.
Okay. Yeah, he's very talented.
Yeah. So you're also a businesswoman in your own right. So can you tell us about your tattoo business and your artist collective?
Yes. So I currently have a tattoo shop here in Bend, Oregon. It's called Dice Ink. And I have 4 tattoo artists. It's a femme shop. It's all women in there. Right. I'm all about it. There's a lot of shops you can go to where you can be intimidated and have that tough guy vibe. But this is definitely, we're trying to change the culture of that world. I remember back when I first started getting tattoos, I was like scared going into places. It was intimidating. And some people really like that, but no, everyone is such a vibe and so kind and nice and inclusive, and which is also super important to me. So yeah, it's been really cool to be able to walk into a world that is male dominated and say, okay, y'all have your thing, make some room though, because we're going to do our thing over here. And it's been really amazing. I've had, a lot of friends that come through and work there, people who've toured with me. I try and involve all my friends in like everything I do. Sometimes doesn't always work out the best, but for the most part, it's really fun. Yeah, and we actually just opened up this, and not open, this is a private place, but we just opened up a new private studio here in town that I get to have as a workspace, and invite other artists to come down. I know VZ and Doc are going to be coming to visit here soon, so I have that as well. I'm in the works of starting a nonprofit as well. I don't want to say too much on it yet, but it's something that's real important to me, giving back to community, but also as I tour, being able to give back to the communities that I visit, being able to help, in any way. So I'm really going to try and gear a lot towards that in the upcoming future. Trying to really get all the stuff that I've written out and moving forward with, again, taking what I've already made and seeing how I can help the community and help others with it.
Yeah, that's awesome. The tattoo shop sounds great. I was looking at some of your videos about it. It just seems like such an inclusive place. I mean, I've been in tattoo parlors and you're just like a little scared. It just gets scary, especially when you're like a young girl. And
well, it's not only that, just there's so many groups that are often excluded that I just want to make sure that they know that this is a safe place for them, so that it's been wonderful. Honestly, it really has. I've been loving it, and it gives me a lot of freedom to be able to go and do my shows and go and do what I need to, but come back and have a pretty cool home base and cool stuff to do while I'm here. We're always doing events and really cool things. In October, we dress up every weekend. We theme out stuff. I mean, we're girls, so we just go over the top on everything and make it fun.
That's awesome. So what shows do you have coming up? Like, are you planning a tour? Are you just doing one-off sort of events?
So right now I'm doing some one-offs but we're going to be announcing some stuff coming through this winter. So it's not going to stay that way. But my next show that I'm going to be doing is actually in Washington. I'm going to be performing at the Taste of Kitsap
Yeah, we have to send
on August 4th.
We'll send someone out.
Oh, I'm so excited. It's going to be a great, great time. And I'm actually going to be up there visiting on the 22nd. Yeah, the 22nd, because Boom House and Lions N360, they're doing a cook-off, a barbecue cook-off, and I was invited to be a judge. So I am there.
Yeah.
Girl likes to eat.
That's awesome. Okay, yeah.
And is this for Doc Loves the Kids? So also, I just want to mention that this is also raising money for Doc Loves the Kids too. They work with the community, getting school supplies for children. They go out of their way to really help the community, and this is helping that. So I'm always happy to come and help in any way I can for stuff like that. So definitely check out Doc Loves the Kids too. They're just doing amazing things for the community.
Okay, awesome. So I wanted to ask what some of your favorite venues in Oregon where you live to play or to go to shows that are.
Hands down, my favorite is Midtown Ballroom because of a million reasons. They have a big, huge venue attached, Midtown Ballroom, and then Domino Room is right next to it. But the owner, Jim, is just such an amazing supporter. If you look at my Think About It video, I actually shot it in that venue.
Wow.
He's really gone out of his way to support me as an artist here in this town. So one, he has the coolest indoor venue, but also he's just a really amazing supporter. So definitely say Midtown Ballroom.
Yeah, if you're in
Silver Moon Brewing is also really, really cool for like outdoor stuff. Yeah, definitely Silver Moon and Midtown.
That's awesome. If you're in Oregon, go check those out.
Yes.
So we're going to do some quick little hot takes. They're not that scary. Some people are like, oh, they're really not that bad. So I'm just going to say something and then you'll just kind of answer. They're like easy little questions.
Okay.
So the first one is, what is your favorite instrument to play, if you play any instruments?
Piano.
Piano? Yeah. Awesome.
Yes. Even with these long things, I taught myself to play on the sides of my fingers.
Yeah, that was complicated. Yeah.
We make it work.
Yeah. I play guitar, so I always have to have the cut nails.
I can't get the guitar. I've tried it. That's just one for some reason my brain can't grasp.
Yeah, it's similar to piano because it's a C instrument. So
that's what they say, and I don't know why I can't do it.
Well, I can't really play piano either.
Maybe you could teach me someday, and I'll help you.
I've like gotten up to Canon in D, and that was all in piano. I was like, that's enough. So
it's one of my favorites.
Yeah, great song. So who's your favorite tattoo artist? Do you have one?
Obviously the artist in my shop, right? No, there's some specific artists that stand out, but I don't want to like butcher this. I know that there's a guy that lives in California, and I want to say it's like Hesperia or something. His name is Roman. I know people will know who I'm talking about. If you know, like Roman the tattooer, and he does a lot of like biomechanics and crazy stuff. He's incredible. There's actually an artist in town named Chase Tafoya he's an incredible artist. And honestly, it's what I've learned with having a tattoo shop is every single artist is so different and they bring their own thing. So it's hard for me to even say who a favorite is because I've really come to appreciate like art as a whole. So every artist has really honestly brought me something to make them one of my favorites. I am one of those people though. I'll hear a song, I'm like, this is my favorite song now. Yeah. Or I'll see this is my favorite now, because I really can find appreciation for everything. So I just love art. I just love tattoos. Yeah. And it's hard to say a favorite though.
Yeah. So staying in the tattoo category, do you have a favorite tattoo that you have? Or is it like choosing between your children?
I have a favorite tattoo. I do have a favorite tattoo. You want to see it? It's not anywhere crazy.
Oh yeah, go for it. That's awesome. Right, that's sick.
This is from Jimmy Von Lemon I got this in Pocatello, Idaho.
That's awesome.
I love that tattoo. And not just the way that it looks, but the experience that I got while having, I don't know, we learned a lot from each other. It was pretty cool. Also, one more cool one. I have rings on, so it's kind of hard to tell. I have Do Re Mi Fa Sol La Ti Do.
Oh, that's awesome.
Going up my fingers. I really like that one. Justin Baker Tattoo did that. I don't know. Oh, I have so many. I have to shout out all my artists. This is Mike Swan in Boise. Absolutely love this one. This is one of my more recent ones. Oh, they're all my babies. Love those all for their own reasons too.
Okay. So now moving on to some music. So do you have a favorite artist of all time? This is even harder than the tattoo.
No.
No? Couple.
No. I can't even tell you a favorite genre of all time. Like I can't even and that is one thing about me that I struggle even with myself to find, like, where do I fit in? Like, I don't know where I fit in because I have some songs, I rap, but I don't really even know that I consider myself a hip hop artist. I have songs where I fully sing, but I don't necessarily consider myself a pop artist. I have songs that I put opera on. I'm operatically trained. I'm not there. So when people ask me, what genre of music, I'm just like, yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm here.
I think when people are like, I only listen to this, and then they sound just like that, and you're like, well, that already exists. Like, there's no point of view. That now. So that's good. That was the right answer, I'd say. Some people are like,
yeah, I think it shows an artist's music too. If they only listen to a certain kind of music, you're like, dang, you sound just like everyone else. How come I feel like I've heard this song 45 times? Yeah. But when you get people like me who don't know how to focus on one thing and pull from here and there, you get this crazy. Yeah, I love it because you can hear it in my music. Yeah. I'm all over the place. Definitely. It's fun.
I was trying to figure out what genre you were, and I was like, I can't say, because I was looking at what Apple Music was saying, and some things would say pop and some things would say hip hop, and I'd be like, I don't agree with that. It's just.
I know, and then I'm in the dance electronic. I'm also on Spotify. I am in the country rap.
Interesting.
Category. I'm always right next to Jelly Roll and all, and I'm just like, that blows my mind. And actually, I've come to find out that's a majority of my supporters are like, I usually listen to country, but I like you. I'm 72 and I only listen to this, but you make me I don't know. It's really cool. It really is neat the way music can bring people together, that I know I could walk by some of these people and you would never talk to me, but you will go out of your way to tell me how I touched you with the song of mine.
Yeah, it's great.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah, genres are so blended these days. I think with the internet, I know even when I was 15, it was I listen to 80s rock, so I don't listen to hip hop and I don't listen to country and I don't that's what I listen to. And now it's everyone just listens to everything. And if you don't, you're doing something wrong. No offense to it.
Yeah, I feel like you're really missing out if you're closing yourself down to just one thing. And I personally, a lot of people don't like that they're starting to mix genres. I personally love it. I think it's important. We're at a time where you need to just get on board with people are not all like you. Everyone is different. Everyone is into different stuff. And I always try and call myself, I want to be a bridge gapper. I want to take people who feel like they need to be on one side or the other. And it's no, that's not how it really doesn't have to be like that. And at the end of the day, it can't. We're all in this together. Yeah. So whether it's connecting people through music or, life is crazy right now. I think we all just need to, cross a little bit more and introduce each other to different ways of life, because then we'll understand each other more. And
yeah,
I think that's important.
Do you have a favorite album or release of this year so far, or a couple? What have you been listening to recently?
It's been funny because, and I don't want to say the artist's name, but I have an artist that I've been talking to out of the West Coast, and he's kind of an older artist. I've been listening to some old school West Coast stuff, but also I'm really into all. I don't know if you know who Melanie Martinez is.
Yep, she was on The Voice. I remember that.
That's
great.
Her artistry, I'm literally so all over the place, and that's how I write too. So as I was writing Lion's Den with VZ, I was simultaneously writing a song. Should I tell him? Yeah. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. Do you know who Bailey Sarian is?
Yeah.
Okay, so Bailey, in case you're watching and don't know our Lord and Savior Bailey Sarian, she does makeup and tells true crime at the same time. And I just love it. Well, she told this story about a woman named Julia Tafana who lived back in the 1700s, and women weren't treated well back in the day. And long story short, she was giving cosmetics to people. I don't know how much I can say or not. She's known as one of the Ooh, I guess I don't know exactly how I can talk about this. She made bad husbands go away.
Mm.
She helped protect women in really bad situations. And so I was writing this song about that situation at the same time as I'm writing the song Lion's Den. That's all rap. It just pops. So I'm all over the place, but that's how I listen to music too. My playlist goes from, System of a Down to Cradle of Filth to Melanie Martinez to Evanescence to, Snoop Dogg to, I'm all over.
That's
And
awesome.
that's all the time.
Okay, so do you have any thoughts on the current state of like pop top 40 music? Do you have any thoughts on it?
I love all music. I can find fun even in the music that plays on the radio. I understand it. It hurts like as an artist that really, really, really tries to put out like authentic things that I know I write from my heart and take time to write all these things. To see some of the people that are being blown up that I know don't do that, like it's kind of rough for me because it doesn't feel as authentic. It feels like commercial and fun and great, but I'm missing like the storytelling, and I'm missing and yeah, a good example of that is I did a remix of Gucci Gang,
Yeah.
which the original Gucci Gang song is silly. It's just silly. Don't get me wrong. It comes on and you'll dance around to it. But I remember listening. I'm like, what is he saying?
Mm-hmm.
What even is he actually trying to tell us in this song? So I went back and I remixed that song, talking about things that matter to me. And yeah, I just think it's a little bit of that. There are artists that should, I feel like, be bigger than they are. Like Joyner Lucas, for example. He's big, but he's not as big as I think he should be with what he's able to do.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I like it. A lot of people are, have problems with mumble rap I feel like there's a place for everything. It just, for me, it leaves less room. It feels like some of the people with more authentic artistry and messages are being pushed to the side. And without saying who it is, I have had the opportunity to go to New York and sit down at the labels and be with the suits.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of know what is expected of artists in order to get there. And I'm cool.
Yeah. And contracts are hard nowadays too, because you don't really know how much someone's being like told to do and how much they want to do. And with all the
well, and they're pretty open when they first talk to you. Are you willing to let someone write your music? Are you, well, we see that you're this and this. We want to go in this direction with you. Are you willing to just be this? Are you? And for an artist, that's really hard for us to be like, okay, so you want us to put our artistry aside? It's pretty much like put our artistry aside and just be a puppet, speak piece, which when I was young, just being famous, I just wanted to be able to sing and travel. And now I realize it's a lot deeper than all of that. And I've been able to do a lot with my career, being independent and finding the right teams. And I still have people listening to my music all over the world. So I don't know. I guess I've strayed a little bit from what you're saying.
Independent labels are great. And you can even, now with DistroKid and all that stuff, anyone can
do it all yourself.
Yeah, anyone can make a song on their laptop and just put it and it can blow up, or it doesn't.
Well, and I shouldn't say you could do it all yourself. Finding a team is very, very important.
Definitely. You could do it all yourself.
But you don't need to sign your life away to anybody.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of tricks that people didn't realize back in the day, like, oh, they're going to give you $300,000 to sign. People go sell it. That's your money to make your career. You have to pay all that back. Yeah. It's like a loan with crazy interest.
Yeah.
So
it's insane.
Yeah, we've learned a lot in the industry. I think artists are definitely educating themselves a lot more too. And I think that's why we're seeing so much. There's a lot of talent out there between like all the social medias and TikTok. It's crazy to see how much talent is out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's awesome to see. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what is your favorite food spot? That was not right. Food spot in Bend, Oregon. What, do you have any place to shout out?
I know. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be real. I'm just trying to think of I'm going to totally kill this because we all call it Rigoberto's because it used to be called Rigoberto's, but they renamed it. It's like Ruperto's. It's a little Mexican restaurant on the edge of town. And it's just my favorite. It's the best.
It's great.
And it's authentic. It's not like, it's really good. I love it. Shout out to them.
Okay. So what do people, just kind of to round out the interview, what do people need to know about you and what you have coming up? I know we already kind of touched on that, but just to kind of round it out.
I think to know about me is I know that I'm meant to help this world with my talent, and that's what I'm going to be doing. That's what I've got a really great team around me. We're going to be putting out music. We're working on multiple videos within these next couple months, working with really cool artists. Linking with Doc has helped a lot too. You're going to see me move in a lot of ways that I haven't before. So just kind of keep with me. And again, I just want to do good. I want to be able to talk with kids and go speak at schools and just make a difference. So just know that I'm going to be on that tip with my music.
Yeah. Okay, so please let us know where everyone can stream your music, what your Instagram profile is.
Yes, I go by Lady Dice 1790 on Instagram and Facebook. You find me on YouTube, it's just Lady Dice, one word, no space. You can find me on Spotify, all that good stuff. I have merch on diceent.com, which is my company, my umbrella company for all of the other stuff. So if you want to go there and look, there's merch available. You'll see when I have shows. Any updates will be there as well. If you're ever in Bend, come check out Dice Inc. Would love to see you. And yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us here today, Lady Dice. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. This has been awesome.
Yeah. Okay, everyone. So that's our conversation for today. And thank you for joining us on another episode of RMR TV. I'm Kaja Deric. This is Lady Dice. For those of you who are watching, please be sure to leave us a review in the comments, like, follow, and subscribe to our Instagram and YouTube. And thank you, everyone.